Floris, better known as Fundy online, is a 22-year-old Minecraft YouTuber and Twitch streamer from the Netherlands who has found great success throughout his many creative endeavors during his relatively short time as a content creator. Most people don't come even remotely close to where Floris has only 2 years after somewhat consistently making content, having amassed almost 4 million YouTube subscribers, over 2,100,000 Twitch followers, and 2 million Twitter followers. Albeit he first dipped his toes into the world of content creation back in late July 2018 and became more consistent with it in late 2019, more specifically around the end of November, beginning of December. With all that said though, this is the perfect place to start the story of Fundy off on, that being his beginnings in content creation. On July 29, 2018, Floris did his first ever Twitch stream titled Survived by Permadeath Raids Once Again, in which, as the title states, he was playing a game called Survived By. During this 54-minute stream, he had 6 average viewers, which also happened to be his peak. Unfortunately, no clips are available, but that's perfectly understandable since this stream is over 3 years old as of the time I'm writing this. Bear in mind that this low viewer count can be attributed to the fact that Floris only had 1 Twitch follower at the time of the stream. In addition, he hadn't even begun uploading videos to YouTube at this point either, so he had no external social media to promote the stream to just yet. Regardless, he did his next stream titled Bloons Tower Defense Battles with Zap only 3 days later on August 1st, in which, as stated in the title, he played Bloons Tower Defense Battles for almost 4 hours, 3 hours and 58 minutes to be exact. During this time, he averaged 6 viewers, peaked at 8, and gained an additional 4 followers, meaning he now had a total of 5 Twitch followers. Unfortunately, once again, I can find no clips from this stream. 12 days later on August 13th, Floris did 2 streams, one titled Playing Some Bloons Tower Defense Battles, and the other Back to CSGO. Both streams lasted an hour and 20 minutes roughly and almost averaged the same viewer count, one averaging 5 and the other 6. As expected, there are no clips from either stream. Floris then proceeded to stop streaming for about 2 months until he returned on October 11th with a stream titled World of Warcraft Podcast that lasted an hour and 49 minutes, in which he averaged and peaked at 5 viewers. Now, as much as I'd love to listen to this podcast, any trace of this stream is forever gone, so that is truly unfortunate. However, his last stream of the year, titled Playing the Worst Steam Games Findable, that doesn't even make grammatical sense. I guess he meant to say findable, but okay. It took place just 10 days later on October 21st, in which he once again played some more Bloons Tower Defense Battles. I don't know what happened to those worst Steam games, I guess they just disappeared and he opted in for Bloons Tower Defense Battles instead. Throughout the stream that lasted 2 hours and 6 minutes, Floris averaged and peaked at 5 viewers. With all that in mind though, that concludes his streaming career in 2018. It wasn't that interesting or successful as can be seen since he wrapped the year up with about 28 followers on Twitch. Although for the most part, 2019 followed a very similar pattern until Floris switched gears entirely and began posting Minecraft videos to his YouTube channel in late November and subsequently began to stream more consistently. With that said, let's explore this further. While Floris created his channel on August 11, 2014, the first publicly available video wouldn't be uploaded until November 26, 2019. Although it's worth noting the day prior, on the 25th, he uploaded a video titled Minecraft But the Void Slowly Consumes Everything, featuring Toyu. However, I won't be covering this video since it's been unlisted for unknown reasons, albeit that seems to be a bit of a common trend with Floris' channel since I was able to find a handful of other unlisted videos when looking through his past tweets. So if I were to speculate, it could be that he just feels that those videos aren't exactly reflective of the current quality of his content. Anyhow, the aforementioned video uploaded on the 26th was titled So Baby Yoda is in Minecraft Now, and as can be expected, it's drastically different from the current kind of content he now makes. This video was a short 32-second clip with no commentary of Floris feeding Yoda berries to 2 chickens. These chickens then mated and a beautiful baby Yoda popped out of one of the chickens' cloacas. For the viewers out there who may be too young to understand that, I suggest you read this book called Where Do Chicks Come From. It might be a worthwhile read for you. Anyways, the video finally concludes with Floris being viciously murdered by 2 Vexes that spawned when baby Yoda was born. However, his next video titled So I Mixed Every Minecraft Food Item Together, cursed, uploaded on December 6, 2019, happened to feature commentary contrary to the previous video. Not only this, but surprisingly enough, this video also happens to be his second most popular of all time. This is shocking since not everyone can say that the second video they uploaded to their channel has reached such a level of popularity with over 11,610,000 views. Now, when it comes to the video's premise itself, as stated in the title, Flores mixes all of the different foods in Minecraft to create these terrible foods with excruciatingly long names that are difficult to pronounce, with each one getting progressively harder to pronounce. Along with that, each one looks more repulsive than the last, especially that glowing cake that gives anyone who eats it a goddamn heart attack. It was so unbelievably horrible that it even killed the Ender Dragon in one fell swoop. Of course, as you can probably assume, this can't be accomplished in vanilla Minecraft, but rather the game has to be modded to make these foods. And you may be asking yourself how Flores goes about doing this. Well, for the unaware, he's the one that does the coding for these mods, seeing as how he's a computer programmer similar to George Not Found and Dream, so it only makes sense that he would code these himself instead of outsourcing them. So, with that said, from this point onward, Flores' videos followed a very similar pattern in the sense that he would always alter something about Minecraft for each project, whether that be the mobs, the items, or the difficulty. The list goes on, nothing is off limits for Flores. After all, Minecraft is a limitless game, so it only makes sense. But considering the kind of content Flores makes, he was able to attract the attention of a more prominent YouTuber in the same niche early on. The content creator in question happens to be Phoenix SC or Hamish, who makes the same sort of content that Flores makes, but on a more consistent basis. It all started with a video on Hamish's channel titled Minecraft Thanks I Hate It, uploaded on December 1st, 2019. In it, he featured one of Flores' now unlisted videos titled I Made Baby Yoda in Minecraft, Cursed, uploaded only 2 days prior on November 29th. This is because Flores had posted it to Hamish's subreddit, which he was looking through in this video. Bear in mind that Flores only had 388 subscribers when Hamish uploaded this video, so being featured on a channel that back then had an audience of almost 400,000 subscribers is nothing to scoff at. I say this because it's obvious to see how it was one hell of an opportunity for Flores and arguably what kickstarted the success of his channel. Had Hamish never featured Flores' video in his video, Flores may have never made it to where he is today, or at least not as rapidly as he did. Nonetheless, Flores left a comment on Hamish's video saying, "Oh hey, now this is awesome, Phoenix." And on his own video, he made a pinned comment in which he expresses gratitude to both Hamish and the audience by stating, "Just noticed Phoenix saw my video, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming here and taking a look yourself. It really helps out the smaller channels out there. And to Phoenix himself, you're amazing, man. Keep up the great content. Been watching your videos ever since the Pokemon Cobalt and Amethyst map." As you can see, it was a genuinely wholesome comment indeed. It also seems as if Flores and Hamish formed a bond of some sort after this initial feature, seeing as how the two would periodically interact with one another on Twitter and do video collaborations together on Hamish's channel. Not only this, but shortly after the shoutout, Flores would wrap the year up with 2,130 subscribers, which is not bad in the slightest, considering he only started uploading a month before the year's end. This growth would only snowball as the months went on, seeing as how only 4 months after Flores uploaded his first video in March 2020, he would surpass the 100,000 subscriber milestone, a milestone that some spend years working towards and that some never even reach in the first place. Naturally, with the exponential growth Flores was receiving on YouTube, the same would apply to his Twitch channel, seeing as how he would begin to stream Minecraft more consistently on the platform in December 2019 and maintain that consistency throughout 2020. In turn, this resulted in his average viewer count slowly but surely rising, and by May 2020 he was averaging hundreds of viewers every stream. Along with this, as Flores grew on both platforms, he found himself making connections with other content creators such as Dream, George Not Found, and Wilbur Soot. Let's delve deeper into this. As we've already established, Flores' first YouTube connection was Hamish. However, shortly after, he would cross paths with both Dream and George, two connections that would undoubtedly forever change the course of his content creation career. It all began with a video titled So I Made the World Fall Apart, featuring Dream and George, uploaded on March 7th, 2020, in which Flores modded Minecraft in such a way that all of the blocks are destroyed until there's not a single one remaining and only the void is left. The objective here is that the three of them must beat the game before all blocks are gone. Spoiler alert, they were unsuccessful in their attempts, unfortunately. I also want to take a second to state how it's such a damn shame that we never got part 2 and that lullaby song from Dream we were promised at the end of the video for 50,000 likes. So get the hell on it, Flores. The video has nearly 200,000 likes at this point. You've got no excuse not to make the second part. Plus, let's be frank, it would make for a banger video, since who wouldn't want to hear Dream sing a lullaby after he's put out such hits like Mask and Road Trip? But anyhow, it made perfect sense for Flores to collaborate with Dream and George on a video like this, considering they're the masters of Minecraft challenges. Not only that, but at the time of this video's upload, Flores was close to hitting 100,000 subscribers. In contrast, George had about 250,000, and Dream had the most sizable audience by a long shot with around 1,800,000 subscribers. So this collaboration was undeniably beneficial to Flores and likely allowed him to surpass the 100k milestone shortly after he uploaded the video on March 17th. However, you should know that once you meet at least one other creator in the content creation space, you essentially meet them all because everyone knows everyone. They're all interconnected. So, naturally, Flores made even more connections as time went on. Another noteworthy example is Wilbur Soot, with whom he also happened to make a video and who he likely met through Dream and George. So on May 30th, 2020, the video titled "I Made Every Block Extremely Slippery" featuring Wilbur Soot was uploaded. In this video, Flores modded Minecraft to make every block incredibly slippery as if one were permanently walking on ice. The goal here was to survive in this negative 200 degrees Celsius environment, hence why everything is so damn slippery. For my American patriots out there in the audience, that's negative 328 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's just say if this were real life, there wouldn't be a single modicum of survival. It would be insta-death. Hell, I honestly don't even know how they are surviving in Minecraft in such extreme temperatures without taking any damage, but oh well, I guess I'll just have to suspend my disbelief here. Now, of course, as most of these videos go, the lads failed horribly in their attempts to survive. However, that didn't matter because this video felt like it focused a lot more on the hilarious dynamic between Flores and Wilbur than on completing the challenge itself, contrary to the video with Dream and George, where it felt as if they were all trying their damnedest to beat the game. You know how Dream is, he's a bit of a sweat, it comes with being a speedrunner. But needless to say, this collaboration was also a tremendous opportunity for Flores, seeing as how he had between 200 to 300,000 subscribers at the time, and Wilbur had 1,230,000, so there was indeed a considerable difference in subscriber counts. Soon after, Flores' growth across all platforms would be off the charts, in part because of what he had already accomplished at this point and mainly because of what was to come shortly. He would be presented with opportunities to meet many other content creators and grow his audience more than he could ever possibly imagine, with the two most prominent opportunities being the Minecraft Championship and Dream SMP. First, however, let's cover the Minecraft Championship from the aforementioned. For those unfamiliar, the Minecraft Championship is an event run by the Nox crew in which there are 40 players, 10 teams of 4 each, that play through a set of 8 minigames chosen by the participants. After these 8 games, one last game called Dodgeball will determine the winning team from the remaining 2. Thus far, there have been 2 seasons of MCC, with the second season still ongoing and 19 total championships. From these 19, Flores has participated in 11 of them, these being MCC 6 on June 13th, 2020, with Fruit Berries, Captain Puffy, and Bitzel as Team Blue Bats. They won this championship, marking his first and only win to date. MCC 7 on July 18th, 2020, with Tommy Innit, RT Game, and Plumbella as Team Pink Parrots. MCC 8 on August 15th, 2020, with Crinios, Kara Corvus, and Sylvie as Team Purple Pandas. MCC 9 on September 12th, 2020, with Tubbo, Dream, and Sylvie as Team Lime Llamas. MCC 11 on October 24th, 2020, with Quackity, Tommy, and Wilbur as Team Violet Vampires. MCC 12 on November 14th, 2020, with King Burr, H-Bomb 94, and Niachu as Team Orange Ocelots. MCC 13 on December 12th, 2020, with Quackity, Wilbur, and Phils as Team Psy and Candy Canes. MCC 14 on May 29th, 2021, with Wilbur, Jack Manifold, and Phil as Team Pink Parrots. MCC 15 on July 24th, 2021, with Connor Eats Pants, Phil, and Tommy as Team Green Guardians. MCC 16 on August 28th, 2021, with Tubbo, 5UP, and Antfrost as Team Aqua Axolotls. And lastly, MCC 18 on October 23rd, 2021, with Ginelli, Illumina, and Puffy as Team Lime Liches. As can be seen, Flores has had some quite prominent teammates throughout the 11 championships he's partaken in, with some of the most notable ones being Dream, Tommy, Tubbo, Quackity, Wilbur, and Phil. Keep in mind that these events are massive in the Minecraft YouTube community, and in turn, everyone avidly looks forward to them. As a result, they pull in hundreds of thousands of viewers per championship across all participants' streams. Albeit, interestingly enough, it seems as if Flores didn't stream his first MCC, which is quite odd and disappointing, to be honest. I would have loved to have seen how well the stream performed in comparison to others. However, he has streamed every other MCC he's taken part in, and has averaged thousands of viewers on each of these streams, likely because Dream had already added him to the SMP at this point. So in turn, he had a much larger audience on Twitch, meaning there were bound to be more viewers. viewers. Not only this, but every time an MCC is about to take place, the Nox crew will tweet out the separate teams participating on the official MCC Twitter account with over 1,500,000 followers, likely to build hype for the roster that will appear in the upcoming events. Given the substantial following they have, these tweets will average tens of thousands of likes, sometimes even hundreds of thousands, depending on who's featured in the tweet. But even then, I'll see tweets featuring creators that I'm not familiar with, and they'll still get tens of thousands of likes, even though they may be lesser known creators. Although expectedly, tweets that feature a creator like Wober, Dream, or George will get hundreds of thousands of likes. Regardless, the point is that these tweets get a lot of exposure and naturally bring the players a lot of exposure as well. For instance, the tweet for the first MCC Flores took part in, which was made on May 30th, 2020, where his team was announced, has almost 1,700 likes, 1,699 to be exact. This likely was a fair amount of engagement for Flores at the time, considering he only averaged a few hundred likes per tweet back then. In contrast, the tweet for the latest MCC that Flores was a part of, which was posted on October 23rd, has almost 56,000 likes, although that may not be as significant to him nowadays since his tweets will also average about the same like count, if not higher. Nevertheless, while that may be the case, exposure is still exposure. Every single opportunity counts, and MCC is no exception, considering that it allows Flores to form new connections, strengthen old ones, and further grow his audience. With all that in mind though, shortly before Flores' second MCC, he would be presented with the opportunity of a lifetime. One that would forever change his life as it let him grow his audience beyond his wildest dreams and make friendships that he would hold near and dear to his heart. This being his addition to the Dream SMP. Let's get into it. The Dream SMP is a survival multiplayer Minecraft server heavily focusing on roleplay and lore that needs no introduction since it's the most prominent SMP on the block. As of the time I'm writing this, the server houses a total of 38 members, from which Flores was the 11th to join on July 7th, 2020, alongside Tubbo, Puns, and Purpled. Expectedly, Flores' first day on the server was pretty notable for him, considering he averaged 1,744 viewers, peaked at 1,945, and gained 1,125 followers, albeit that's not to say that these kinds of numbers were unheard of for Flores before the stream, seeing as how he had been rated a few times prior by some of his pals, which led him to gaining thousands of viewers and followers alike. However, this first stream on the SMP just so happened to be the first time Flores gained so much traction organically without the assistance of a friend. From here on out, however, this trend would continue, considering the average and peak viewer counts, as well as the followers gained per stream, would slowly but steadily increase. It got to the point where he would average tens of thousands of viewers each stream and earn thousands or even tens of thousands of followers too. With that said though, the all-time peak took place on January 6th of this year, considering a significant lore event was taking place on that day. As a result, Flores averaged 95,983 viewers, peaked at 145,849, and gained 15,251 followers. Imaginably, over time, his total follower count on the platform also grew tremendously, since he was nearing 40,000 followers when he initially joined the server, and around the time of his record-breaking stream, he was nearing the 1 million follower milestone only just 6 months after joining the SMP, which is absolutely nutty. Bearing that in mind, he had attained said milestone by mid-January, and a few months later in late August, he hit another milestone, 2 million followers. Unfortunately, since then, he hasn't reached any other significant milestones, likely due to the lack of streams as of late. In addition, his YouTube channel happened to see a massive amount of growth as well. Taking into account how he was almost at 750,000 subscribers around the time he joined the server, only a month later he would surpass 1 million subscribers and subsequently reach 2 million in December and 3 million in May of this year. As I'm writing this, he's approximately 200,000 subscribers away from exceeding 4 million, although that most likely won't happen until sometime next year, unfortunately. But it's irrefutable that all of the aforementioned milestones are thanks to the Dream SMP, as Flores isn't a one-of-a-kind case. If you're added to the SMP, you're bound to have your career set, unless you're like that one former member that we don't mention. You know who I'm talking about. Nonetheless, analytics aside, Flores has been able to network with loads of other creators through the SMP, thus allowing him to form friendships with these individuals. As previously stated, the SMP has a heavy focus on roleplay and lore, which means that the server's members are put into a position where they must interact with each other. Flores is no exception. Without getting too deep into the lore, since admittedly I'm not overly familiar with every single aspect of it, and it would make this video as long as a millennium if I covered it all. The character that Flores plays on the server has had interactions with many of the other members, each of which has a different status, whether that be neutral, positive, negative, neutral and positive, or neutral and negative. So, to give a relatively brief rundown, these are his relationships with some of the other members in accordance with the lore, since obviously these statuses aren't reflective of the real relationships. So these are a neutral relationship with Aw Sam Dude, a neutral and positive relationship with Puffy, a neutral and negative relationship with Dream, a neutral and positive relationship with Aerith, a negative relationship with Schlatt, a positive relationship with Nikki, a neutral and positive relationship with Phil, a neutral relationship with Puns, a positive relationship with Quackity, a neutral and negative relationship with Rambo, a neutral relationship with Sapnap, a neutral relationship with Skeppy, a neutral relationship with Tubbo, and lastly a neutral relationship with Wilbur. For more information on why these relationships are how they are, I'd recommend you check out the Dream Team wiki and look for the page about Flores. On there you'll find notes about why each relationship is the way it is. I'll leave a link in the description below for your convenience. Additionally, you'll find an extensively detailed breakdown of the history of the lore if you happen to crave more information about it than what can be found in this video. Nevertheless, outside of the server, Flores has nothing but positive relationships with all of the server's members. So much so to the point where he's been meeting some of them in person between this year and last year. These meetups have resulted in 2 vlogs on Flores' channel, the first of which, titled I Got Trapped in a Room with Wilbur Soot, was uploaded on July 28th, where he met up with Rambo, Tubbo, George, Nikki, Tommy, and of course, Wilbur, as stated in the title. Although Flores didn't show Tommy in this vlog for some odd reason, despite mentioning him in the introduction. But the highlight of the vlog was certainly the escape room that they seemed to struggle with immensely. Having been to an escape room myself, I can attest to the fact that I too suck ass at them. Regardless, the second vlog, titled So I Visited Mr. Beast, was uploaded just a few days ago as of the time I'm writing this, on December 18th. In this vlog, he traveled to the patriotic land of America and met up with Carl Jacobs, Mr. Beast, Schlatt, and Slimesicle. While in Texas, where he met up with Schlatt and Slimesicle, Flores got to pop his little cherry and experience what it's like to be a pure red-blooded American by shooting some guns. Something I haven't even gotten to do in the 14 years I've been living here. To be honest though, it's probably for the best, since I could imagine the recoil would be too strong for me to handle and I'd probably accidentally get myself killed. Nonetheless, it's looking like there's going to be a part 2 to this vlog coming out sometime in the future, so I'm really looking forward to seeing Mr. Breast get tased, as that's what we were promised at the end of this vlog. Hopefully Flores delivers on his promise this time around. Anyhow, the point is that Flores has been able to form friendships with these creators successfully, and crazily enough, it's all been thanks to a Minecraft server. Indeed, he will continue to meet more of the SMP's members as time goes on, but for now, he's already met a good handful in a relatively short amount of time. Although, considering he'll be in the US until late January, as he stated in one of his last few Twitch streams, he's bound to meet more people in the remaining amount of time. I also can't wait to see how many more people Flores will meet this upcoming year, and how much more his audience will grow. But with all that said and done, let's wrap this video up. In conclusion, Flores has accomplished a hell of a lot in a relatively short amount of time, from growing an audience of millions across multiple platforms to joining the most prominent SMP out there. His achievements are deserving of all of the praise in the world. It's undeniable that Flores will continue to accomplish great things as time goes on, and I'm sure 2022 will be an excellent year for him. If there's anything his story has taught me or that I can take away from it, it's that one must seize any opportunity given to them. Additionally, it's only further reinforced my belief that connections are essential to growth in the online space. Flores clearly understood this, as had those initial connections with Hamish, Dream, and George never been made, opportunities like MCC and the Dream SMP would have likely never been presented to him. Of course, Flores also knew that he had to stand out to get noticed by these other creators, so to do this he had to make quality content, and he seemed to have that covered from the very beginning. I can't even label his first few videos as mediocre or flat out bad, but admittedly, they're incomparable to his latest works. So, naturally, since his content was pretty decent from the beginning compared to others' beginnings, growing his audience would be a breeze after that initial feature from Hamish and the subsequent opportunities he was presented with. So with that said, here's to many more opportunities and banger videos. But there you have it, boys and girls, that was the story of Fundy. Hopefully I did a good enough job putting it together. This is my first time making a video like this, since I'm used to making videos covering a content creator's rise instead of their story, hence why this video didn't feature much analytics. I just want to try out a new format for the videos, so do let me know what you think, and if you prefer these kinds of videos by leaving me a comment below. I also want to apologize for my absence these past 2 months. I've been dealing with burnout, but I'm back on it now, baby. There's going to be nothing but grinding in 2022, and I hope you'll stick around for the ride with me. Thanks for being patient, I sincerely appreciate it. I also want to wish you all a happy new year, and I hope you all have a kick-ass 2022. But besides that, thanks for watching the video if you made it this far, and if you happen to enjoy it, please drop it a like and subscribe to the channel. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.